What's up, listeners?
You are listening to CuboldCast.
A podcast focused on co-op and multiplayer gaming experiences. Our hosts are Caleb, myself, Jay,
What's up?
and Chug.
Today we'll be talking about the hardcore survival game, Rust. Rust is a PvP-based survival game with a heavy focus on raiding and grinding. There are some PvE aspects of the game, but it's predominantly PvP. So Caleb and I got the game before it was out of early access.
Yeah.
We can't figure out the exact date, probably like 2015.
Yeah, 2015, 2016.
And Rust has changed a lot since then.
Yeah, it really has. Yeah, because when me and you played it, we got it when it was kind of simple. Now there's a lot of complex things that you have to do, but back then, basically all you had to worry about was people and building your base.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't even have to worry about the upkeep of building a base.
Yeah.
Well, your base did decay if you didn't open the door in a certain amount of time.
But that's a good thing, though.
Yeah,
or it's
that's true.
easier that way. It's not. We didn't have to be on all the time, but we wanted to be on all the time.
Yeah.
So we were playing constantly for like 2 weeks.
I mean, Rust was always a game that's like a full-time job, but when they added the upkeep, it literally became your life.
Yeah.
It kind of doubles your time in the
Yeah.
game.
Because not only do you have to defend your base and grind for materials, you have to make sure your tool cupboard is stocked up so your base doesn't get destroyed overnight.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is when you join one of the servers and you spawn in or people that play Rust, they call them nakeds. So you spawn in with basically nothing but a rock and a torch on the beach, and you have this massive map with all these monuments in it, and you have to basically start from that and then mine trees and rocks and then make a hatchet and a pickaxe and then basically build your base with those materials.
In the community, though,
Yeah.
community is insanely toxic.
Before when we were talking about Ark, we had mostly like friendly encounters with them. But in Rust, you see someone, you better get ready to kill them or run. Because it's really dangerous.
Especially if they have a gun.
Yeah. A lot of people just shoot on sight. So there's a sense of paranoia that goes with the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the gun sounds.
Yeah, the gun sounds are loud and scary.
It's different than any other game. Like, if you're out at night and you're mining for metal and you have like a whole storage full of, like valuable stuff and you hear a gunshot, it's like terrifying. You just want to get home. Like,
Well,
so
nighttime
fast.
I feel like is a little bit better because they can't really see you
You
as
can
well.
hide.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can hide, yeah.
But in the daytime, if you're stuck out in like a open area and you have material, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
pretty
not
much.
meant to be a horror game,
No.
but some parts of it are scarier than horror games.
Yeah, it's like you're paranoid.
You have
Well,
stuff to lose.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And you know that it's going to be a grind to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
So I like how the game kind of has that aspect to it.
Yeah, and like last night when Brian and I were killing those guys, both of our hearts were like pounding after it. 'Cause
Yeah.
every encounter is literally like
Yeah.
adrenaline rush.
Well,
it's
the
amazing.
encounter I had yesterday, I had nothing except a mace, and there was this guy who was just mining trees,
Did you kill him?
and he had a bow and he had like a full on outfit on. I ran behind him and I started screaming at him, and I started just bashing him until he was dead. And it was like,
So, yeah, but anyway, so when me and Jay got the game, it was a couple years back in 2016ish. Back then all we had to worry about was building the base. We met a guy named Kermit that we played with. But that's like another good thing about the game is there's a lot of paranoia, and a lot of times most people shoot on sight, but you also can build like connections with people and you can make alliances.
like our last server that before it wiped.
Yeah, we made a lot of like friends.
Yeah,
That helped
and
us.
it's weird because in a game like Rust where it's so focused on killing each other, it's crazy how you can meet people that become friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird. It's kind of cool though.
It is, yeah, because you have to be friendly with some people or else it would be so dry.
Yeah, sometimes you'll run into one of the monuments, like a abandoned supermarket, and you're trying to get food, and then you hear someone else, and then you both just like say, "Hey, I'm friendly," or something,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then like you both know not to shoot.
I like it how randomly some nakeds run up to you and they just look at you and you just stare at them, and then they just out of nowhere they just say, "Kill me," and you're like, "Okay," and you just kill them.
Well, last night there was those two nakeds that came up to our base and then wanted to be our slaves.
Yeah, and then they started making a base right next to us.
Yeah, a little hut. Or
Called it their
something.
slave hut. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Like interesting stuff like that happens all the time.
It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Kermit. So yeah, we found a guy named Kermit when we played it a couple years back, and then we built a base with him, and that was really interesting. But like I said before, things were really like basic back then.
Yeah.
You didn't need. Now it's complicated because now you need to like route electricity. You need to I guess you need to like water your crops and stuff.
Yeah, you need to actually build farms.
Back then, you just put something down and it would turn on, and then
Like
you
a
just
turret.
a turret. So basically, what you can do is you can fortify your base, and with it you can find auto turrets that have lasers, and then you place like guns in them, and then so anyone that gets inside your base, it'll shoot them.
Well, yeah, you didn't even have to place a gun in it back then. It was
Yeah,
just
you're
you
right.
placed the turret
Yeah.
down, and then you turned it on.
Yeah,
There's
Put
automatically an
bullets
AK in it.
yeah. So
And also, so when you want to craft things in game, the higher level stuff require blueprints, which you need to craft using items you've already found or by researching and randomly getting one.
yeah,
When we first started, you could craft everything right off
Yeah.
the bat,
Yeah.
and there were no blueprints. And the way you get those blueprints a lot of times is by grinding scrap, which you can use to research more blueprints.
Yeah.
But scrap didn't even exist when we first started.
yeah. It was a lot simpler then.
Yeah.
It was nice. I'm not like the whole like research thing now isn't that much of a bad thing, but it's definitely like more complicated.
Yeah,
Makes
but
sense
adding the upkeep in there too, it gets a little overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah. So basically, what it was is, a couple years ago, you'd be able to build your base, and so you start out with twig. So you build the structure with twig, and that can people can break your base easily. And then you can upgrade it to wood, which it's a little harder to break. Then stone, and then metal, and then high quality metal. That was back then, right? High quality metal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So obviously, like the more you upgrade your walls and your foundations and your doors, the harder it is for people to blow open, with rockets or C4. So the harder it is to raid.
And you put doors on the base too.
Yeah.
And there's a first lock that requires you to craft a key. And the thing about the key is that other people can take that key and get into your base if they kill you. So then you craft a code lock that doesn't require a key.
Yeah.
But if somebody finds out your code, they can get
Well,
in.
that's really
That
hard.
rarely happens.
It's rare, but
Yeah.
There used to be a glitch where you could glitch anyone's code, but they patched that.
Yeah. So, so the upkeep. So basically, you would upgrade your base however you want. Usually, people like the highest level they're gonna do is probably metal. They're not gonna go for the highest high quality.
because it's rare.
It's rare, and at least now it takes a lot of time to upkeep. So basically, back then you can make your base as big as you want, as tall as you want, as long as you had a TC, which the TC was an authorization. You authorize on that TC, and then a certain radius you can only build in, whoever's authorized on it. So now you build your base. If you made it the same size as you used to a couple of years ago, you have to put the materials that your base is made of in the TC for like 24 hours of upkeep.
Yeah.
You need however many stacks of stone or metal. And if you don't have that in there, then your base is going to decay within like a day or two.
Yeah, the server we were playing on, it had 2 times decay speed. Or no, not 2 times
half.
decay speed. Or half times this decay
Yeah, that's why we
speed.
played on it.
I meant 2 times upkeep. Sorry. So basically, that halves the time that it takes for it to decay.
Yeah.
So you have to put half the materials in the TC.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier for you to get it. But we
Yeah,
were still
because
having a
it's a
lot of
grind.
trouble.
Yeah, it's still a grind to be able to. I feel like most of the time, or a lot of time, you're grinding for materials to be able to make sure that your base isn't decaying,
Yeah.
which is kind of annoying. And it was a lot simpler back then.
Yeah, and before, people would always enclose their tool cupboard inside a random part of their base
Yeah.
because you didn't need to access it once you had everyone on it.
Well, you couldn't even put a code lock on it back then.
Huh. I thought you could.
No, I don't think
you might have
could.
been. Oh, I'm not sure. But basically, yeah, like, so if I was going to raid, let's say, JJ's base, if I was going to raid his base, then I would, strategically, shoot rockets or use C4 to blow through a certain part of the base and try to find his TC, and I can destroy it, and then that allows me to build. But, I mean, obviously most people just raid someone for the loot.
But the raiding is some of the best times what you'll have in Rust.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mostly like the goal a lot of times. It's like just to get enough stuff so you can raid.
Yeah. But some people, like the Russians on the server we're playing now,
Oh, yeah.
they take it way too far. Like they already have a massive compound like 4 hours after the wipe happened. I mean, one of them got kicked for fly hacking, so I'm sure there's some other sort of.
Oh, that was
hacking
one
involved.
of them.
Yeah, it was.
Huh.
Yeah. Which the wipe. So basically, like each server has a certain amount of time before it wipes. So basically, it wipes all of the bases that are on the map and all of the blueprints.
And it
that
changes
you
the map
learned.
too.
Yeah, it
'cause it's
changes the
different.
map. So basically, like we just finished a wipe yesterday. So we were on a server and we had this massive compound, and then yesterday morning the server wiped. So now it's a different map. Our
We have to
base is
start
gone.
over.
Yeah, start over. Everyone has to start over. So it keeps things fresh, and also I think it would be if they didn't like the monthly wipes. So it takes a month for it to wipe. Those probably get like really laggy because there's so much stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. But I mean, I like the shorter wipes better
Yeah.
because if it's like a month-long wipe,
That
people
would-
get massive bases.
And it gets boring. I feel like, because everyone's massive, it's like, I don't know. It doesn't really keep things interesting. It's nice to have like the little bases around so you can like
Yeah.
mess with them
Or you can help them or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is fun helping the smaller people,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also fun breaking into their bases too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Sometimes you get some small bases have crazy amounts of loot.
yeah,
It's crazy.
I don't know if you remember it or not, but when we played last year or the year before, like I think it was 2018 we played.
Oh.
We found a guy on his roof in a small base with C4 on his body.
No, it wasn't on his body. It was in a chest next to his body.
Oh, I thought it was on him, but whatever. We found C4 on him, used it to blow into his base, and we got dozens of guns from his small little.
That was
1x2.
last year? Or
Yeah.
2
Last
years
time we
ago?
played, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was an idiot for falling asleep with C4.
Yeah.
That's when we were playing with Lily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first time we played, me and Jay had it. Then Chug bought the game.
Yeah.
That was a couple years ago, and we played again. And then we made another friend. His name was Lily, and he helped us build our base, and we had a base together. But how about there was this one guy that basically had the biggest clan in the server, and he had the biggest base. His name was Nugget.
Yeah.
And so Jay, you want to go through the lore? There was like lore to the server.
Yeah, I didn't remember hearing a lot about it, but basically the server we were playing on, it wasn't an official server, so like it had a smaller community around it, I guess. But the guy was pretty much nobody, and there was this guy who pretty much ruled the server, but he was actually nice to people. He'd give people stuff, and he wouldn't just raid everyone. But then this guy Nugget came in, worked for like hours and hours, and raided the guy. The guy just left the server because of it. And then Nugget continued to rule with an iron fist, killing everyone on the server.
Yeah, it was so weird. Like we joined a server with all this lore to it.
It's
Yeah.
so funny.
And then it turns out he's playing in the same server we're on now.
Years later, we found him again. I guess
It's kind of crazy.
But yeah, so that Nugget guy. So a couple years ago when we were playing, when he ruled that server, he actually raided us towards the end of the wipe, or closer to the wipe. So he raided us, but we defended our base, and then he actually left, right? Because we killed him.
We
another
killed
time.
all of them.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Good game," or something. And then
Yeah.
so they attempted to raid us. They failed because we defended ourselves. And then basically what we did is we knew they were going to come back with more firepower. So we basically threw all of our loot out of our chests, and that way that it despawns so no one can get it. And then we fortified our base again and left the server.
You know, well, we put a bunch of traps down and left
Yeah.
some insulting signs for him to find.
Yeah, so basically we knew he was going to raid us again and get basically nothing.
But it was like the day before the wipe, so we didn't really lose a whole lot.
Yeah.
But he raided us and got nothing.
Yeah,
I
it was
missed that
satisfying.
base. That base was awesome.
That was a nice base.
Yeah.
Although I like our base now. It's big.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't get raided though.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of nervous about the
Those
server we're playing on.
Russians.
It's just like the server keeps growing and growing.
The server is pretty big. There's a lot of people playing.
It was like at like 150 or something last night.
Well, last night it was like 160.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I was playing with a guy the other day, and I was going to see if he was going to join us, but he was trying to join Rusty Rake, an official server, and there was a 150 player queue.
We're on Rusty Rig.
Oh, no, sorry. Rusty Moose was the one he was playing on. Yeah, it was a 150 player queue, and there's like 200 people already in it.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Wasn't there you were talking about the other day, you were saying that Rust had its peak.
Yeah, Rust is now hitting its all-time high player count for some reason.
What was it 127,000?
Like 122,000.
Is it partially
something like
because
that.
of the sale?
Is there a sale?
Probably a
There was
combination
there
of
was a
sale
sale.
and shutdown.
Like I got
Yeah.
it for Brian, and then like a few days later it went on sale. So it was like
Huh.
kind of stupid, but
Yeah, the shutdown though, because like partially the reason we got into it is because we knew that we didn't really have much to do because of the shutdown, so we knew that we'd be no lifing it.
We have at least another month of nothing to do, so we're gonna no life it again for another month.
It's Rust is one of those games where it's like you can't just get in the game and build a base. You have to be involved because you're constantly worried about someone raiding you or
yeah,
someone door camping you, trying to kill you, and you always want to get better guns and stuff. So, but yeah, the game has a lot of good crafting aspects to it, though.
Yeah.
Like the building is really solid, and I like how they have the tiers, like wood, stone. I mean, other games have that too, but I think Rust does it really well.
Yeah, especially with the explosives like C4 and stuff. Like the difference between stone and metal is actually huge. It's like double the rockets.
Yeah,
Yeah, it actually is double. And I think it's probably double between metal and sheet metal.
yeah. And you were talking about earlier how like it's a lot of the focus is on raiding, and I think that's really cool because you have to grind for gunpowder, and then metal frags, and then you have to craft these explosives, and then you make the rockets, and then you can make however many rockets to raid whoever you want.
Yeah, even all of us working, like 5 or 6 of us all working towards getting C4, like getting sulfur.
Yeah,
It took a long time just to get enough to raid a base.
I think that's a good thing though.
Yeah.
It's a preparation. Like you don't just like go out there with, a couple rockets and just like raid whatever base. I mean, you could if it's a small base, but if it's a big base, then you're planning a heist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
The heist we did the other day.
Which
one with Happy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I kind of feel bad about that.
No, I don't.
Oh wait, no, not Happy. I wasn't with you with that one.
That was the first one.
The one with that was Happy?
Probably.
Okay.
I think it was Happy.
We had like 15 people.
Yeah, we joined in with a couple other groups that were around us, some friends, and we destroyed this guy's base. We got a lot of loot though.
Yeah.
It's satisfying though.
It is.
Like you hate getting raided, but it's so satisfying to raid someone.
I was just thinking, it's no wonder that the game is toxic when the goal of the game is to destroy people's hours of work.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
true.
But we take great enjoyment in destroying people's hours of
Yeah,
work.
that Happy guy, he was like trying to talk to me, and he was so upset.
Please don't destroy our base.
Oh, that was the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't Happy. That was the other guy. He was begging us
Oh,
not to
yeah.
destroy our base or his base.
Yeah,
We were just talking to him all normally, like
Yeah, it was the weirdest
Like-
raid ever.
like don't worry. Let's just shoot a couple rockets.
We're
We're
like,
not
oh,
doing anything.
we're not putting up ladders to get on top of your base right now. Like, don't worry about it. That was weird. We actually eventually ran out of explosives, but we pretended like we got bored.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, we weren't even trying to raid him. We were trying to raid someone else, and we couldn't find them.
yeah, I was trying to like in the server. I was typing it. I was like, anyone who knows where these guys are, I'll pay a high price. Like,
Yes.
it's cool because you can make like transitions and stuff. Like, I'll give you an AK for
Transactions, you mean?
transactions. Yeah. I'll give you an AK for like an armored door or something. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's even some people that solely play the game to have shops up, like Sonic. Sonic,
That's the only reason he plays?
he only has a shop. Like he doesn't really do anything else. So you can set up. What you can do is you can obviously build your base, but you can also build like a shop, and you have these shopping centers. You fill these vending machines with let's say 1,000 ore for 2,000 stone or something. I don't know, and then basically people can go up to that vending machine and pay it, and then they get the 1,000 ore or whatever. So it's kind of cool because you can have like local shops around the map.
Could be a Rust entrepreneur over there.
Yeah. Although Sonic, he got raided, so you can raid the shops.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
that's a good use for the high quality metal to make your shop out of that.
Yeah.
So it takes a
Yes.
lot to get in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And since the shops are so small, the upkeep is very low.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to keep it upkeep.
Yeah. So some of the traps are that you can put in your base. You can put spikes around your base, and you can also have shotgun traps. So basically, like we'll put those near the doorways. So let's say someone blows through one of the door. I have a shotgun trap hanging from the ceiling. So right when they blow through the door, it like just shoots them. And then we already talked about the auto turrets.
There's the flame turrets.
Yeah, the flame turrets. So
You
there's
put bear traps and landmines.
bear traps and landmines. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff you can do to protect your base, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And you can also, when you're raiding someone, you can build twig structures around it. So you can use that to climb up on top of it.
Even if they don't have a cupboard? Tool cupboard?
Wait, you didn't know that?
I didn't realize you could build twig stuff around it.
You can build yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll build like a ladder and then like a twig structure. If you want to blow through the roof anyway, sometimes you just want to go through the bottom level. It just depends on how the base layout is. So yeah, but anyway, we were talking about upkeep. So that's one of the things that they added when the game came out of early access. And another thing that they added that I'm not sure exactly when they implemented this, but basically what it is like electricity. So you can have solar panels and windmills on top of your base. And then you have to route that energy into the auto turrets.
Yeah, I know you dealt with a lot of the electricity. How did you like that?
It was annoying because basically what it was is, so it used to be that you can put an auto turret down and it would just turn on. But now you have to route energy into the auto turret. So basically what I did is I had my sources of energy. I routed those into batteries. Large batteries, so it stored a lot of the energy, and then I rerouted that battery into a smaller battery that's next to the turret, and then that turret held extra energy, and then when both of those were full, I routed it to the auto turret, so that even if the big battery was not getting sources of energy, it still had a lot of charge left in it, so I had two basically fail safes for like the auto turret, so it wouldn't turn off during the night.
I mean, it's too bad we didn't get raided on that server because we had so many defenses.
We had a humongous base compound.
Yeah.
Compound. It was massive.
You had 2 layers of walls on the outside.
Yeah.
We had 2 separate courtyards inside the compound.
Yeah. Wait, 2 separate?
Yeah, the front courtyard where the gate was, and then the back courtyard where our base was, and it was filled with turrets.
What do we have? Like probably 15 turrets at least?
No, it's like 20.
20
or more.
It's insane.
And not even counting the like 5 flame turrets that we had. And then I think it was like 20 or 25 shotgun turrets on each door.
That's ridiculous.
It was insane, but we never got raided. I kind of wanted to see if someone could actually get in.
Well, the server was starting to die for some reason.
It did die, but I was talking to one of my, Two-Tone. I was talking to him about it. He said that it was kind of like what that guy said in the Discord server. So basically what happened in the server is people down south had massive compounds, and these 2 huge clans, basically one of them tried to raid one, and then they failed, and the other one counter-raided them. And then basically what was left raided everyone else. So then everyone got raided, and then people just started leaving. So,
I wonder if the Russian guys that live near us, I wonder if that was one of those big bases.
Maybe.
I never saw them early on, though.
They never text in the chat, though.
Well, I've seen them text in the chat now, but maybe they just didn't then. I know one of them was that guy, Downey Jr. or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think he was one of the big ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was weird because it always seems like, well, actually, it's not that much now on this wipe, but last wipe, it was like people up north were nicer.
That's why they called it Canada.
Yeah, they called us the Canada.
The Canadians, yeah.
Canadians. So yeah, people down south were like a lot, more aggressive.
Shoot on sight.
Yeah.
People.
It's kind of weird how these communities build in these servers.
Mm-hmm.
But
and there's people like Brian who like to pretend to be nice to people and then double cross them.
Yeah, he wanted to be called the Pumpkin Man, so he tried to give someone a pumpkin and then turn on him and shoot him and then rob him.
Oh my!
So.
Yeah, he mugged a couple people too.
Yeah,
he also wanted to build like one of those little bases where you trap people in it.
It's a fake. He wanted to build a fake shop, where basically would kill someone or trap them or something.
Which is still not a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's not.
Kind of want to do that.
Could be fun.
Somebody's out like getting materials. They see it. They're like, "Oh, there's a shop. Let's see what's in it." And they go in it, and then they have to kill themselves and lose all the materials they got.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounds effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just don't want my name tied to it because I have a lot of friends on the server.
Mm-hmm. And it's weird. We've only been on Rust for what, 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. We already know like, I don't know, 10 people on there, maybe more.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. But it's weird because like we come back to it every year or two. It's like we have to take a break from Rust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we play 1 year or like for 2 weeks or a month at most, and then we take like a year break, and then we come back, and then we take another year or two, and then we come back.
Well, it takes a toll on you sometimes.
It does.
Like after a while.
Because you're up to like 1, and that's early. Like I'm going to bed at 1. You're going to bed at like 3.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It depends on the night, but yeah, sometimes like 3 or 4.
How long did you stay up to last night?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But yeah, because I don't know. It's like you want to keep fortifying your base because you're worried that's gonna get raided in the night.
Yeah.
Or you're grinding so you can get enough scrap so you can research like a weapon so you can make more of them.
It's 2 a.m. and someone says, "Guys, get on! The base is being raided."
Yeah.
And then everyone jumps on. Everyone's like zombie mode, getting in.
Yeah.
on
Well,
Rust.
that never happened to us this time because
Not this time, but
It's gonna soon.
probably yeah. Yeah, so get ready for that text at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The guns are really cool in Rust.
they did so good with the guns.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I was playing, what game was I playing recently? Some shooter game, but the guns just felt so dinky compared to Rust.
Huh.
Like it was Far Cry. I was playing Far Cry 5.
Really?
The guns are awesome in that game, but they don't have the recoil and they don't have the loudness of
The
the Rust
headshot
guns.
noise in Rust though.
Yeah, it's like
It's like
yeah.
As satisfying.
it's so satisfying when you get a headshot kill.
The PvP in the game is so nice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the guns, the recoil in particular, so it's random, like for the AK and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying, but it feels good to use them.
It feels
so.
realistic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I love the Python revolver because it feels like shooting a real revolver.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's so cool looking.
And they're scary. Like someone with a gun can do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with a revolver. Revolvers are amazing too.
Yeah.
Because they're cheap to craft.
Yeah.
And you can like just pull one out whenever you need to.
Yeah. So you can die fast in the game.
Oh yeah.
Like
But-
one shot.
Yeah.
Even with armor.
Yeah, I know. And like one thing is like there's another mechanic that they have is like if you get shot, then you'll start to bleed, and you can stop the bleeding by like putting bandages on, or like using a stim.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, that's
No,
Sims.
Sims don't stop bleeding.
No, oh yeah, they heal your health.
You
There's
need to
also
craft a large med kit.
yeah.
that.
There's also food and water, so you have to make sure that those bars are up,
Yeah.
or you'll starve.
And there are large structures everywhere. Like there's one called the Dome, which is this
Oh, yeah.
giant circular object that you can climb on top of, like with
Yeah.
parkour. But there's radiation around monuments like that.
Yeah.
And
Only in the upper side of the dome. It's only in certain areas in a monument.
yeah, but
Most
other
monuments
ones
have radiation though.
Yeah.
the launch site, I was like 1,000 feet from it, and it was still getting radiation.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's a nearby supermarket next to it, and I was still getting rads there.
So a way to avoid that is there are rad pills around, or you can wear clothes. But even that, like the launch site, you having clothes on radiation will still get through.
Well, the best thing to have is a radiation suit,
Yeah.
which you can find or craft anywhere.
yeah.
And you use the rad pills because in the launch site, even with a rad suit, the radiation can get you.
Mm-hmm.
Like
in
in
the
the-
building.
That's what I meant. Yeah, yeah. In the locked areas, that has the good loot in it.
Yeah. So basically, like all these monuments are like basically post-apocalyptic. Like they're all destroyed.
Pretty much, yeah.
So like the launch site, yeah, it's like a destroyed old launch site.
But in the launch site,
yeah,
there's this NPC tank called Bradley
Mhm.
that'll just start firing rockets and stuff at you if you go near him.
yeah,
and, like,
he
machine guns.
patrols it. It's scary.
Yeah, you can actually blow it up.
Yeah, we've done it before.
Yeah, I think twice maybe.
Yeah,
It's
I think
hard.
it's like 2 or 3 C4s, right?
isn't it like 8?
It's a lot.
I think it was like 6 or 8.
I guess.
But yeah, so a lot of the monuments have radiation poisoning, but you can obviously just wear a rad suit, but still. Also, another thing is there are scientists that patrol it.
Yeah, with laser accuracy.
Yeah, those are new too.
Yeah, they are.
Newer.
New, yeah. Well, I don't know when they were added.
They're starting to be added when we were playing last time in 2018. Yeah, it was 2 years ago we were playing it. That was the last time we played besides this.
Yeah.
And they were there. They were even more laser beams then.
I remember Lily and I actually went to the military tunnel, and there were tons of scientists, and we were like, "Whoa, these are new! It's ridiculous. Their shots are insane."
Yeah. So there's scientists that patrol the monuments around the map, and also like just kind of like around the map.
And there's a cargo ship that sails around the island too.
Mm-hmm.
The oil rigs in the water too. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw those yet.
Oh yeah, you got to travel to the oil rigs.
I tried swimming to one. I didn't even get 1,000 feet from it. I just got sniped.
Well, the
From the
cargo ship
scientists.
is coming.
No, it wasn't. No, not yesterday.
There are scientists on
Oh.
the
It
oil
was
rigs.
another. It was another section.
You have to
I tried
get
go
there
to
by
an
a
oil
heli.
rig.
or a boat.
Yeah.
That's another thing. The helicopters,
Yeah, there's helicopters now.
those are newer.
Mm-hmm.
but you could just fly to the monuments and grab stuff,
Yeah.
which that's how those people are getting ahead.
Yeah.
Because they have like 3 helicopters and they're just flying back and forth to different monuments.
Yeah.
We need to start doing that. I feel like that would help.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they already have. What are the boilers that you can get the
Large
large fuel?
furnaces.
Yeah. No, not large furnaces.
So you can get fuel. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how they get all the
Refiners.
fuel. Yeah. I think they have people going on crude oil runs.
Yeah, they have a big clan. Let's see what else is there. There's the bandit camp where you can
Mhm.
purchase weapons or
And it's a no fire zone. So if you fire there, you'll get shot.
Even
Yeah.
if you pull a weapon out.
yeah.
Oh, wait,
so-
no, not a
no,
bandit camp.
it is. I've been there 3 times now, and each time I had a weapon out, they killed me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you shoot, they go on lockdown and just kill everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, me too. There's another one too.
Outpost.
The
Outpost.
That one has like scientists in it, but they don't kill you for some reason. I'm not really sure about the story. Like I don't know why there's scientists around.
Mm-hmm. It's obviously some sort of post-apocalyptic though, because the people with the rad suits go around and there's radiation at all those places.
Yeah.
I bet there is some sort of story.
Yeah.
Probably.
There's also a airdrop.
Yeah,
Supply
that's
drop?
always been there as long as I can remember.
Yeah. So a plane will fly over every now and then, and it'll drop this supply drop that usually has really good loot in it, but everyone on the map knows where it is or can see it in the sky. So it's really dangerous to go for it.
It used to be on the map, but I think they took that off.
Yeah, I think they did take that off.
Did you guys know about the special crates?
Special. You mean
It's higher than military, right?
Yeah.
the timed ones or whatever.
Yeah, you have to hack it, and it takes 15 minutes. But while you're hacking it, it shows on the map, so everyone can come see you.
I remember that. Yeah.
I was reading that it used to be the case that if you shot like the computer on top, it would add like 5 seconds to the time. But they removed that now. But I haven't even seen one of those yet.
Yeah.
Because they're on the cargo ship with the scientists.
Oh,
And then-
really?
Yeah, and also in the Chinook thing, those double-bladed
We should
helicopters.
try the cargo ship at one point.
You
If
should.
we can even get on it.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it,
You couldn't even get an excavator pit.
There might be one other clan that might go for it, which is the Russian clan. But other than that, we might be able to.
Yeah. Although those other guys that live near us, they have an advantage over us with all the guns.
Who? Oh,
The 3-man group with all the guns.
those guys are annoying. They just shoot on sight. They don't even ask questions or.
Yeah. Even though we had like nothing on us.
Yeah.
And those kind of people are the ones we always had vendettas against, and we come to raid
we
them
end up
later.
raiding them, yeah, which is satisfying.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time we don't raid. Like us personally, we don't raid.
Random
well,
people.
Sometimes, but most of the time we just raid people that are toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Except for like the guy that I killed with the bow last night.
Oh yeah, but Brian was telling you to kill him.
Yeah, and then he got mad at me for killing him. He's like, "Oh, you're terrible. You're a terrible person."
And he was like, you're terrible. You shot that guy, and he didn't even do anything to you. But he was the one that told you to shoot him.
He's like, kill him for a stone.
Yeah,
And like
he's
3 seconds later, I shot him.
yeah. Then later on, that slave guy that wanted to be our slave, he was
Mhm.
at the door, and he's like, "Hey, can I come in? I just want to he wanted to be safe or something."
There's a guy with a rad suit and gun walking
Yeah,
around.
yeah. And then Brian's like, "Oh, let him in." And then like a second later, he's like, "Let's kill him."
He's
He's
our
like,
chance.
yeah, he's like the voice in your ear, like telling you to kill.
Yeah,
people.
he's a Satan on your shoulder.
No, what about do you think the guy that wanted to be our slave is gonna be like searching our base for
No.
a way to raid it?
He was just in
Or
the airlock.
He's there with his little brother.
Oh, okay.
And his little brother
They're-
didn't know a whole lot.
Yeah, they're not really much of a threat.
I was out
Okay.
with Brian last night, and we went down to this guy that was mining a tree, and it was his little brother, and we didn't know that. And so we went to just talk to him, and he ran over to Brian and whacked him with a stone, and I just headshotted him with a bow.
Oh my.
Oh, do you guys know that the damage is based off of random numbers?
Wait,
Is it really?
really?
The damage you do to a person when wearing armor, yeah. So like it might say 55, but if you shoot them, the armor deflects a random number of damage.
Oh,
And a lot of people are mad about that because like you headshot someone and they headshot you back, you could have the same amount of health, but one will do more damage.
huh. Why did they go that route? That's weird.
I don't know. It's kind of annoying, but
Well, especially if you have really good armor on and you can lose it really easily.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes some of the skill out of PvPing, although there is a lot of skill involved. Especially like you have to learn to control the AK.
Yeah.
That's
the recoil.
probably the best gun for PvP,
Mm-hmm.
but the recoil is based off of random numbers too. So there's no way to perfectly control it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
unless you just like do little bursts or one shots, which are called tapping.
Yeah.
Like just click it once.
Well, that's probably the best gun that you can craft, right? Because there are the military grade weapons which you can't craft.
There's the LR. The MP5 is not better than the AK.
Well,
It
no,
doesn't-
but
it's
it's
like-
not. I know it's not better than the AK, but it's really good.
It is.
It
Really
is,
good.
yeah.
You can
It's
craft that though.
Yeah.
It's the
That's
best
what I'm
SMG.
I mean, not craftable.
Oh,
Weapons.
Okay.
Well, there's the I don't know what it's called, but that military grade sniper, which does the
LR.
No, it's not the LR.
M29?
Is that it?
It might be.
No, it might be the pistol. I don't know,
Oh yeah, that is a pistol.
but I forget what it's called. It's the green sniper. It does the same damage as the bolt action.
Which you can craft.
Yeah, except it has like much farther range and like it's more accurate.
Yeah.
So that's why people use that over the bolt action.
Yeah, like those weapons you want to use on special occasions usually, because
Mhm.
you don't really want to lose them because they're really good.
Well, there was that guy that was just using it the other day because he had it.
Who?
I think it was McDaddy.
Really?
He had one, yeah.
Well, we were in the server where we like everyone was gone, so it didn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, true.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I was playing a Battlefield server the other day. I was trying to practice with the Python, and everyone was using the LMGs.
Are they good?
They're ridiculous. It's like a couple shots and you're dead.
You can't craft them, right?
No,
Those
you
are
can only
military
find those.
grade.
But it's annoying because when you try to play Battlefield servers and practice with other weapons, and 90% of people are using the LMG,
Yeah.
it's irritating
Yeah.
Mhm.
because that gun kills you faster than anything.
Yeah.
And the recoil is bad, but I don't think it's as bad as the AK.
I've never used the LMG.
It's crazy. Like I had a guy headshot me from super far away with it.
That'd be a good weapon to use for defending your base
Yeah.
when you're getting raided.
You put
Or
on
you're
the
getting
heavy
raided.
metal armor.
Yeah, the heavy metal armor that makes you super slow.
Mhm.
So it's definitely just for defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also decreases your vision by a lot because like there's this little slot you can look out of.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time when we played in 2018 where everyone geared up with that armor and we're like, man, I feel bad for anyone that meets up with us.
Yeah. No, that was with Kermit.
That was with Lily, I thought.
No, that
I
was
wasn't
Kermit. Lily was
Oh.
the last
That-
time we wiped was when Nugget tried to raid us.
Yeah,
With Kermit, that was a couple of years. Yeah, like 2017.
yeah. And these couple of guys living on mountains killed all of us
Yeah.
and got our AKs and our armor.
Yeah, but that was the last day before the wipe, so we went out on like a killing. We tried to go out on a killing spree, but we ended up just dying.
Yeah. We shouldn't have been using that armor. Like,
Yeah, it made us slow.
But the metal face mask and the metal chest plate,
Mm-hmm.
that's the armor you're supposed to use.
Yeah, there's like I like how they have the tiers of armor. Like you can start
Yeah.
with what I guess clothing is like considered armor.
Yeah, a little bit. And then you use the leather stuff, like the leather
And the
poncho or whatever that's called.
wood or bone first.
Wood armor is better than bone.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure bone armor is easier to craft. You just got to kill a bunch of animals. But the wooden armor, you have to get rope, which is
Oh,
more
okay.
random.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Wait. Really?
Yeah, you need wood and rope for the wood armor.
Oh, true.
I think you can craft it without a workbench, right?
Yeah.
Can you?
Pretty
I think
sure.
so.
Oh yeah. Oh, another. Yeah, this actually reminds me. Another thing is that there's 3 levels of what they're called workbenches. So like the first level you can craft like a certain amount of stuff, and then the second level you can craft even better stuff, and the third workbench you can craft even more.
The best stuff.
Yeah, the best stuff. But they all take a certain amount of scrap.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right? They used to not take scrap because scrap wasn't in the game before.
They introduced the workbenches when they introduced scrap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because the only purpose of the workbenches are the blueprints.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
you need like the level 3 blueprints. You can only craft those with the level
Yeah.
3
Well,
workbench.
and building and crafting your stuff.
yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, yeah.
Well, it's like if you want to make an AK, you have to stand by the level 3 workbench, or else you can't craft it.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. Like the level 3 blueprints can only be crafted with a level 3
Yeah.
workbench.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say one thing that I don't like about it is, I guess the scrap, because the scrap, it's like, it's not that I mind the scrap. Like, I kind of like that mechanic, but it's kind of annoying how you have to have so much of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
kind of added it as like a currency.
Yeah,
In
but
the
it
game.
basically is the currency of the game. But it's like, it's a grind to get it.
Yeah.
Especially in the location we're at in our new server.
Yeah, we're having trouble getting enough scrap for anything, really.
We're not near a road though. Like usually you follow the road.
We're near the dome.
That's where you get all the scrap.
Yeah.
But the Russian guys are positioned so they can do dome runs all the time.
Yeah.
So we don't really have any advantage there.
Yeah, well, we're close to it, although I'm just kind of worried. I'm like paranoid to go to the dome because I feel like I'm going to get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's at least 2 bases with helicopters next to it that go there all the time.
Yeah.
They probably have it on timers, and every 15 minutes they go or whatever. I feel like Rust should have more players than it does. Because I know they're hitting their peaks now, but 122,000 isn't that much compared to other games.
Yeah, on Steam, yeah. I mean,
I think they're only on Steam, right?
I think so. I don't know how it would work on Xbox or
That'd be
PlayStation.
annoying. You wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
At least cross-compatible?
No.
That wouldn't work.
Yeah, no way. Because people are really good at PvP in the game, and people on console would get wrecked.
Yeah, they'd have no chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it would work on console.
Well, if they did put it on console, it would need to stay. It wouldn't be cross compatible. It would be console players only.
Probably.
PC players only. So it's like keep it separate.
Yeah.
Rust for Nintendo Switch.
No.
They're already adding too much stuff to Switch, honestly.
Yeah. Although even if it was on a console, I feel like it wouldn't do as well.
Probably not.
Because I don't know. It almost feels like a PC type. I don't know. Like the community feels like it's only PC gamers.
I know
Like, it should be.
I know
Yeah.
a lot of people hated Arc when they put it on console
Because it
it
runs
ran
like a slideshow.
trash.
Yeah, it ran horrible. So
I saw someone on YouTube talking about Arc. They're like, yeah, I'm getting my buttery smooth 10 FPS in Arc right now.
buttery smooth. It's definitely different than Ark though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Arc is more focused on the enemies and the PvE.
It's like Ark feels like I was talking to Brian about this. Ark feels like an experiment almost in a
Mhm.
way. Like when we played, there was only like 5 or 6 clans that I can even remember, and that
There's
was
not the community, though.
that was what.
There's not a community.
Yeah, like that
Rust.
that was the community in the server that we were in. In Rust, like we know 15, 20 people, and then there's also like another 140 other people
Yeah,
in our
that,
one server. And our
we're all
server's not
bad.
even that big. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's definitely you see a lot more people, and it's a lot. There's a more I don't know if I'd say united community because everyone's kind of like out at each other's throats.
Yeah.
Well,
But
with
it's like-
Ark, you dealt with the dinosaurs a lot, so you didn't really run into many people.
Yeah, it was more Ark is more PVE, but Rust is more like
Yeah, you
PvP.
focus more on people.
Yeah.
And there's less focus on player interactions in Rust. Arc. Because
Yeah.
in Rust, like you can trade things with players.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But in Arc, you can trade, but it's mostly focused on just the straight up grind.
Yeah, and there's not much rating. Like we did get like destroyed, but it's not. I don't know. It's weird. It's not like Rust. Rust is like you plan for a heist or you plan for the raid,
Mm-hmm.
and then you like strategically take down that person.
Arc is you grab your army of dinos and head out.
Yeah, and it's not like as satisfying if you were to
Mhm.
raid someone.
Yeah. But Arc is probably more of a time suck than Rust.
You think so?
Because when you have to tame T-Rexes that take like 12 hours to tame,
Yeah.
like taking or getting kibble takes a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have that, it takes forever. Like some T-Rexes that are like level 120, even with kibble, will take you several hours.
Yeah.
So it's whoever spends the most time on the game
Yeah.
taming their things.
But-
But it's the same way with Rust, though. The person who spends the most time getting stuff is.
I almost feel
gonna
like
be the
Ark-
better
True.
person.
Yeah, Ark. I feel like it might take more time in a passive way. And Rust, when you're on, you're always doing something. Like you're always either mining for something or you're fighting someone.
Which is more fun though, because I don't want to
Yeah.
wait around for 5 hours waiting for something to tame.
Yeah, but like Chug said, it's like draining. That's why like sometimes we have to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you're staying up till 4 in the morning.
It's like
Yeah.
physically draining.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's like it's intense.
Mm-hmm. And then your base gets raided, and you're sad because you lost all your hard work.
Yeah, and then at that point, you kind of just leave.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
But we're probably gonna play a ton more on the shutdown. So.
probably, yeah. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely different from any other game, honestly.
Especially on
is.
this 10-day wipe server, it's gonna
Yeah.
be more interesting.
Yeah, just the sense of paranoia that comes with it. Like even when you're in a big server, even if you are fully armored up, there is that sense of like, I could actually die if someone that's like really skilled with a revolver like headshots me. Like I can actually die. So you don't just like run a gun. It's just you have to be careful.
Mm-hmm. Although it's kind of annoying how people throw down walls like in the middle of their PvP.
Really, I've never seen that.
That the best PvP players do that, especially in Battlefield servers. Like they'll carry the large wooden walls with them. They'll throw one down in front of them.
Huh? What is this, Fortnite?
It seems like that. That's why I don't like it.
That's weird. I've never had that happen to me.
Well, we haven't had a lot of like high-end PvP encounters. Mostly
Yeah.
like the lower-end people.
Well, yeah, little scrimmages or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, the people with like geared up with AKs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they carry those walls, which I kind of don't like. I'd rather people not able to do that.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying. But then again, like you kind of have to have that because, I mean, you have to have people be able to build wherever, except for like a certain radius around a monument.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
Yeah,
build, like,
but they can probably change that by you can only put wooden walls around the radius of your tool cupboard or something.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
I think that'd be better. So today wasn't really a review of Rust, but we're just trying to talk about our experiences.
Yeah.
We're just trying out different things with the podcast to see what people like the most. So we're not going to end out with the whole, is it worth it? But we all agree it is worth it if you have a lot of time, a ton of time.
It's an experience that's worth experiencing. It's really different from any other game. So.
And if you find the right server, you're going to enjoy yourself a lot.
Yeah.
And the right people.
Yeah.
It's fun with friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need friends. I can't imagine solo players.
Solos. Yeah, I imagine they always just get raided.
Mm-hmm. Some people always say, "Oh, I'm solo" when you're raiding them.
Yeah, that one guy said he was solo when we were raiding him, and I found out
it's
he
a
had
1v7.
Yeah, and he had like 4 people with him.
Yeah, that's nowhere near solo.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for listening to this podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.